Hey, that way. How are you? Sitting here waiting. In here waiting. Oh boy. None your business here. And good evening. It's pretty chilly outside. I might grab a blanket. It's pretty cold. It has that touch. And then it's supposed to get hot again. So who could figure this darn weather out? So I am going to continue with Burritt's Geography of the Heavens, revised. I think we were... Just want to find my place really quick. Did you listen to the writing bulletproof? Yes, I did. Yes, I did. I don't know if I agree or not. I think I have to research that further. But I think I'm being led to certain things, which is pretty cool. Johan, hi. That way was just in here. And he must have took off. That was weird. Unless this is messing up and that way is here too, and I'm not seeing him. He did leave? Okay. So hello, dear. How's everything going? Yeah, it's just you. That way just took off. He was here 1 second and then he took off and he came back and then he took off again. I guess he just wanted to make sure I watched the video that he suggested, and I haven't had a chance to intake it yet. Ah, there he is. I don't see you in here in the little icon. So stupid thing is messing up. I hope people talk to me instead of just sitting there watching me, because I'm supposed to be helping and welcoming. And if I can't see who comes in, and I can't stop and say hello. Well, my mother moved back in, asked me again in about 2 weeks. Yeah, I live with mine. With my hubby. And I'm surprised he's pretty well with this. Because my family is Italian. And to someone who doesn't have family or hasn't had family, it's a lot to take in. So I hope you guys are doing all right. I found an old book in my library, and I thought it was pretty interesting because it's old, very, very old. And I was going to read that yoga book, and I was afraid of copyright with it anyhow, with reading the whole thing. And this thing, I can read the whole thing, 1800s, 1866, revised in 1872. And this is the revised, so I'm taking this was in 1872. It smells old. I don't care about how it smells. I just care about how it feels. Well, I do kind of, I think it's all in the senses. Like, you know, the smell of the book, the people who touched it, and what people learned. I don't know. There's something magical about these older books that is just like rich with energy. So rich with energy. Great learning tools. I wish I had a book I can give you, like this one. I don't know what to do with this one. This one is so old. Pages are about ready to rip out. See right there? Corner end. Poor little thing. But it is called, I'll read it in its entirety here. Geography of the Heavens. Class Book of Astronomy. A celestial atlas. Which is like really cool. And I thought I can like scan the maps of this. And then like put it like in a video of its own next to this video. And utilize these pictures that way. Because it'd be impossible for you guys to learn this without looking at what I'm seeing whenever I'm looking at these graphs and charts and things. Like that one. You can't read it, it's backwards. So one way I thought about doing that would be just to scan it and then download it as a picture and then make like a collage film of these pictures, and then you can just roll with it one by one and print it out maybe. I don't know how that would work off a video. I think you could take stills off a video and like do it that way. But it's a pretty interesting book. It's so old and it is so full of flavor. Like energy to it. I can feel it thriving. It excites me. I got on here earlier. I was all excited because of it. And then I had to leave because Wayne came on with, I heard that he was having some woman on. He was going to talk about alchemy and spells and rituals and that, and I forgot all about it. And it was some girl named Deborah. And little did I know, I got all excited. Again, you know, kind of like I looked and I seen what people were talking about, that he's supposed to be on. I'm talking about alchemy. And lo and behold, there's Anya. No wonder why I was all giddy and wanting to get off real quick. Because I even said before I got off earlier that, you know, hey, I feel something there. There's something for me. I gotta laugh at myself. Anyway. So we are going to be reading this book and just chilling. And hello, I'm Nunya. Welcome to your channel. Oh, now a bunch of text just popped up. And now I'm seeing 4 people now popped up. Well, mother moved, well, family, gotta love them, yeah. Just don't put your fingers in your mouth after you touch it. Mother had taught me that. What if you're at KFC? What if I'm at KFC? I wouldn't be at KFC. I would never eat at KFC. That is so nasty. I have to go. Much love, Nunya. You good. Are you something? But that's okay. I love you, John. You have a great day and give your sons lots of loving for me. And I will see you on the flip side. And have fun. Be safe. And everything that you do. Ignore all that BS. So we are on the astronomy side of things. And in the circle spheres, I think we were on, we were on the topic of Capricorn. Yeah, I think that's where we left off, was the winter solstice. Because it was familiar, yes, I remember that. So we were at the winter solstice with the Cancer and Capricorn. And it was describing where they're at in the constellation of things. It was wording it. It hasn't shown any pictures yet. So, just going to wait a moment. Kind of get used to being on camera, you know. So he just came running from in. They were putting their grandboy to bed. He finally fell asleep after fighting it forever. And I'm just sitting there watching Grey Wolf. He's a healer. And he's pretty cool. Almost like a biker dude talking about alchemy. Pretty dang cool. Kind of like that Buddha. How about that Tibetan Book of the Dead? And earlier, the Joe Info stopped by. If you don't know who the Joe Info is, go check out his channel. He has a bunch of playlists in there. Good palate cleansing. You know, like whenever you just had enough. And you just want to watch colors. Kind of thing. And then, of course, there's my old buddy Crip 6. He just painted his Phantom. And I believe his son had a hand in that. So it's an art of two, count them, two energies. So I would highly suggest going to take a look at that one. Pretty interesting. It's good. He also painted the Terminator and finished it up with the Predator. Let me, boop, there we go. And then of course we got Jerry Ronk with the ducks. I just had to say Jerry Ronk with the dunks. Because it rhymed. And then we have Night Stalker I visited today. He's gamer. I like his voice. Has that British tone, you know, kind of thing. I don't know my languages and dialect and all. But I just like his voice. He has that voice that I like. And Recycle Dudes. That's who it was that I was trying to think of. Dudes. Recycle dudes. They're really fun to hang out with. And I get a lot of good vibes from people in there. I plucked a couple of them. And hopefully they find what they need within the channels up above. And they're able to excel in what their light is that I'm seeing. Because each one I plucked had a good light. Good positive light, that is. And then we have Mother Nature. I hung with her last night. She gave me a good reading. And it was about this. I asked, is it worth quitting? And how do I quit? The guides responded with the Eight of Cups. And something about Gollum leads Frodo and Sam through the dead marshes of their way towards Mordor. And then it says, look, let's see. Look for something on a deeper level. Will then can be immediately found. Need to continue one's quest. So it is worth it. That's what that's telling me. That means I do have time, more time than what I thought. Maybe it's a time that I'm thinking of that I need to get ready for. That I'm thinking of. So there is time after I quit to do what I need to do, my quest. And then it comes up with the King of Cups. Something about Thorin. Can't even read my own handwriting. Something in dwarf can be resolved to work together. an emotionally sensitive man is capable of giving and receiving love is supposed to help me with that. So apparently somebody of giving and receiving love is going to be able to help me quit smoking. So I searched on that with Grey Wolf, kind of touched base with that because I was getting that vibe from him that he was giving and receiving person, and the vibe was just there. So I kind of asked if he had any ideas because he's doing herbal right now, like oils and stuff that's supposed to help with headaches and things like that. And I thought, well, maybe I'll try and see, even though he smokes. Just because he smokes doesn't mean he, doesn't know it's something that could help. It may not have helped him, but it could help me. So, so I'm looking at all leads there, for that person. And then the Seven of Coins came up, and that said, the company tried the mountain pass, but realized they must try to find another way into Mordor. And that's supposed to mean possibly very strong obstacle, but need for perseverance in order to see the full fulfillment of projects in order. Or, yeah, in order to, yeah, okay, I've done that. The need to continue, although other methods of achievement in order to achieve the second plan. So I need a second plan on that. So at least I know a little bit now. So that's cool. Hello, planetary protector. I'm just sitting in here talking to everybody, welcoming everybody and trying to give some shout outs before I get to this book that I found in my library that's about 1,000 to 2,000 years old. I don't know, I can't even count tonight. I'm just so freaking excited that I found this book because it's from the 1886. That's old. That's real old. It's in good shape too. Someone gave it to me, and I think he may have been a sage or working at it, or maybe because he's passed away now. So could be a sage. He's a very, very quiet guy. Very quiet. And they say that that's the way the sages are. So I'm wondering if he helped me by accident or on purpose. Who knows? From beyond. The planetary protector says, "Hello, sister, hello! I've got some cookbooks from 17... Oh, really? 1750. 1750. Are they in good shape?" Good stuff. Yeah, I like these old ones. They have something about the pages that you can just feel the energy running through, and you can feel the knowledge of other people running through it. The books are the best. I don't like PDFs. It hurts my eyes. Gives me headaches whenever I'm trying to read and scroll. Bright. I'll put it down and I'll dim it down and I can't see it, and it's all kinds of hassle to me. And then too, you have the negative playing in there, messing your electronics up. And you're like, come on, scroll down. See here, I just turned a page. All the hands that hold them. Yeah, all the knowledge being put into the brain of people too. The excitement and the gear for it. Hey, Shauna, Safar. I have a really bad time pronunciating because I've been working on these books with pronunciation, and these simple words are just tearing me apart. I've only finished the 8th grade. I went to the 9th and dropped out and got my GED. And here I am reading books that are like way above me. But hey, I'm getting it. I'm moving along through them all. The Tibetan Book of the Dead was a big one. That was full of knowledge. And that one tripped me out. And so, and Sheena, Snaha, Snaha is in the morning, and Planetary Protector is in the evening, and she's very sleepy. Well, maybe I could put you to sleep. I know whenever I'm listening to live streams, I fall asleep, and sometimes people's voices and their energy, like, puts me in a trance-like state, and I'll lay there, and then I'll wake up, but it won't be like I woke up. It'll be like I'm out of my body, and I just bounced back. And I had thought of that before, and I knew it was different. And I always go to Chill with Glenn's to do this too, because he plays the flute. And I've been having a lot of trouble with meditating. And I've been trying to find different ways of meditating. And so I tried Michael Seeley, and that seemed to open me up, because it was like hypnosis or something, where you just lay there and you just listen to him talk about opening up. And you really got to believe in it in order to let yourself open up. But it worked. And then I sat there and listened to Chill with Glenn's music, him playing the flute. And boy, oh boy, he left to go do a raid, and all of them left to go do a raid, and they all bounced back. And that's whenever I popped up. And then I went, and I did my little, emojis and that I do, just to let everybody know I'm still there. And I just thought that was interesting that happened, and it proved it to me that I was in a trance-like state, and I was like feeling the energy of others, and that energy helps me to get to that point, all that energy. And I'm not sucking the energy, it's just like holding hands with somebody. I just put my hand on the phone and just lay there. And I don't try to push out energy or anything else. I just like, hey, I'm right here, I'm holding your hand kind of thing. So it's pretty cool. I like that kind of meditation, but then I also like I really like the euphoric kind where you see the colors, and I really can't wait to get there. I'm going to try that tonight. So hopefully this book kind of opens me up so I can experience that, and we'll see. And Planetary Protector responds with, yeah, I listen to videos to go to sleep. Yeah, I always do. Especially these kind of videos on YouTube here. I don't watch regular TV. As a matter of fact, I'm not even watching it. I'm just listening to the frequency of it so that I can get myself adjusted. I don't watch it because of the colors involved that they use to hypnotize you. So I'm not ready for that yet because I'm still open. So I'm taking little bits at a time, and I'm trying to do like 50 million things at one time. Like I'm trying to do shout outs in the video, and brainwashing, reading, welcoming. So this is our little community here that somebody plucked me out from, Planetary. And Sneha, I hope I'm saying that right. And Mother Nature plucked me out of either Jeff's or Wayne's channel. And I was out on the outside, on Richie from Boston's and all the bigger sites, going around trying to create myself. And, like, hey, you could say it this way, kind of like a lemonade thing. Make lemons out of lemonade. And boy, did I get slammed. A lot of negative people out there. But I kept trying. I kept on it. But then Mother Nature just kind of plucked me and brought me here. And then it was kind of like a domino effect thing. And that was 3 days after I woke up, about 3.5 weeks ago, somewhere 4 weeks ago. Can't even remember anymore. But yeah, so that's why I'm here, and that's why I'm sitting here, is to welcome you guys to this community here. There's a whole bunch of channels up above that I have collected of people who are pretty darn cool. You can go hang out. You can go do readings to get spiritual guidance. Mediums, herbalists, healers. There's all kinds of things that, Wayne and everybody's talking about that I discovered whenever I came into the community here. And I hope that you go and you explore those things. The blue light will get to you. What do you mean, get to me? And I'll wait for that response. I'm curious about, I don't know nothing about this stuff. Even the constellations, I know nothing about. That's why I'm reading, so I do know. Oh, yeah. I don't know what color they use for what, but I know that they use the color pixels inside of there. That's as far as I got to investigating what they're doing with the colors in there, and I do believe it because I see it right now by looking at it, how it draws you in. It makes you look. So I do believe that. I wouldn't put it past them, mind control, with the blue light. But I heard it was like different colors mixed in with maybe it's the base of a blue light that I didn't look into. You know, like maybe that's the whole setting, and they base the colors around the blue light in order to connect them and to make it like a frequency instead of a picture. Because you know how you mix two colors in together and they pop out, kind of like the red and the blue, and one pop, then they both pop out, kind of like a third dimension or in a fabric or a book or what have you. That's what I'm thinking in my head. It's like, and what they're trying to do, but. So that's why I put brainwashed in there, is because I'm curious to see if anybody else hears this frequency that I'm hearing. It's like a buzz like the electric, but it's more of a monotone instead of a high pitched. It's more kind of blue alters your sleep pattern and causes distress. Yeah, I read a little bit about the colors in the Tibetan Book of the Dead, but I didn't study them. You know, it's like one of those things where you just don't think. I didn't think I had much time to do a lot of what I want to do because I jumped into this kind of late, I think, in my life. You know, I was born in the early 70s and I lived all my life being positive, and here I had 3 years or 4 years of negative. I guess that was my death, and I woke up from that death into this, and it seems like I should have woke up earlier. Yeah, that's, yeah, yeah. Sounds like chatter. Yeah, exactly. It sounds like, mm. But then there's like a different frequency inside of there going. So I'm glad that, see, and that's what I'm wondering is if that frequency can get through there and we can feel each other through here, then couldn't I heal through here? You know what I mean? Wow. Planetary is saying that she was born in 69 and woke up a year and a half ago. Brittany, hi. I'm Nunya. I'm here just welcoming and reading this old book that I have. I haven't started the reading yet. I've been trying to get to know Planetary here. I'm letting her know what I'm here for and why I'm sitting here and welcoming everyone. It's because this community that has been here for quite a while, and a community that's been building since the 70s, from my understanding of research that I did about this whole thing. And I lived my whole life positive, and like I was telling Planetary here, who woke up a year and a half ago, that I woke up about 4 weeks ago, and I was born in the early 70s, and I lived all my life positive and took a look at a world and the negative out there. Oh, planetaries, dude, I hate that. I hate whenever I'm so sorry. You must be really in touch with your and this is no offense, but the the male and the feminine and the masculine side of things. You must have a good equal balance because it is hard to tell. That's why I wear a mask. Yeah, you have a good feel. You know, I picked you for a reason, and I remember picking you, and I remember going in your site and going, "Yep," because I started to walk away because of the mask, and I'm thinking, "Well, I wore a mask." Click, because I wasn't for sure, and you didn't have any videos in your thing either, to indicate. But then I felt you, and the feeling was strong. And I don't know if Brittany's here anymore. I only see one person, but then I haven't been seeing people. So unfortunately, YouTube is a little bit messed up tonight with showing me who's in the house watching the stream. That's usually how I talk to people. Just in case you're wondering if you're like who's she talking to? There is nobody here saying anything in the chat. Sometimes I'll see, like, usually I'll see people coming up. It'll give me like this little icon of people that are watching. And if I see somebody walk in and just watch, I'll introduce myself and I'll just stop and introduce myself. So don't think I'm nuts and not talking to nobody. Because Chill with Glenn thought I was talking to nobody. He's like, who are you talking to? I thought it was funny. I have some, just not recent. A few months back, everyone does videos like me. Oh, okay. Yeah, I clicked in I didn't click in the playlist, so it could have been in the playlist. I clicked your homepage and the video page, and I didn't see anything there. Unless, you know, it didn't want me to pick you, this negative, because that happens to me sometimes to where these electronics just go. See, I checked under videos and there was nothing there. I swear, I swear to gosh. Because I was very hesitant about picking you because you had nothing in there and you had like what 3 subscribers or something like that. I know it was in there 1 digit, but then I just felt a very strong pull, and then I hesitated because of the mask, and then I pulled back. I'm like, no, I like this feeling from this channel. I'm a Planet Xu. I don't know what that is. Sorry. Planet X. Oh, the Planet X. I heard about that. That's a planet that was in our solar system a long time ago. That people think that it was in the solar system a long time ago, where there was like a gap that they think there was something there, from what I'm remembering. And then people think it's coming back around again, and that's what's causing all these disturbances. I don't know about that. I think that Global Witness was talking about it too, talking like it was a spaceship. Like these are ships, like the moon is a ship, and I can believe that actually. Planet X researcher. Sorry. Okay. Researcher. Researcher. So Planet. Let me give you a shout out. Planetary Protector is a Planet X researcher. So if you like that kind of stuff, if you believe in that kind of stuff, which I kind of do, because I really respect Derek off of Global Witness, and he seems to think that this is a ship, and I kind of believe that the moon is a ship myself, so kind of always thought that since they did that fake video of the moon. Although I don't think that Mars is a ship, I think that their direct focus was on Mars the entire time, and that's where they went. I don't think they went to the moon, because the moon has already been explored because it's a ship. So I think that they went to Mars and they gathered up all this technology, and that's how they They got all these flying ships around right now until I guess Planet X comes back. I don't know. I mean, I don't know about none of this. Mars is a planet, yeah. But it has all kinds of like military stuff on there. Kind of like there was a war or something, or like a global meltdown or something of that nature or whatever. Like the planet just, depleted itself of its natural resources or something. And these things are just laying around like rusting and deteriorating. I got about 15 vids and 150 subs. Really, 100? Boy, that thing was really messing because I remember you. I literally remember the mask, and I remember the hesitation. I remember the site, and there was like 3 people in there, I think. 3 people that were subbed, and there was no videos. I didn't check the playlist. I guess I should have checked the playlist. But I checked in the videos, and I checked in the home site. Say, this is a negative for you. Trying to, and I feel you are pretty with it. I'm kind of at the same level as Glenn, chill with Glenn. Really close to becoming a master, in other words. That's what I'm trying to say. So I think it's pretty cool that I can feel people. I'm just tripping off the fact that I can, like, I never really tested this stuff before with myself. So it feels good that I'm plugging people of the right nature and I'm seeing it for what it is, I guess you could say. There was a war on Mars. I wish I was Zen master. I wish I was sage and then an angel. That's where I'm going. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. If I got to kill myself, I'm going to do it. All right, well, we'll get started with the reading. Because I'm sure that some people might want to hear. Maybe, I don't know. But maybe you would like to just fall asleep to it. Shambhala. Is that like a namaste thing or Shambhala? That sounds Hebrew. But then I'm bad at my dialects. I'm real bad at my dialects. Shambhala. 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 I guess it's Hindu heaven. Oh. Yeah, I haven't gotten to Hinduism yet. Unless Tibetan. Yeah, Tibetan is Hinduism, isn't it? Yeah. I thought I remember seeing Hindu in there. Unless it was religions that were formed, like with it. Yeah, because Christianity had a big deal with all this stuff too a long time ago, where they tried to mimic the same thing, but then of course the Romans stepped in and all that happened, messed everything up. So we didn't get to learn none of that, but we're going to learn about things now. So we'll continue with the colors. The colors are 2 great circles which pass through the poles of the heavens, dividing the ecliptic into 4 equal parts and mark the season of the year. One of them passes through the equinox at Aries and Libra and is thence called, this writing, equinoctial color. I gotta get that. Gotta be able to read that. Equinoctial. Equinoctial. Looks like an R, but I can't tell. So small of writing. Well, you get the gist. It's a color. And it's part of the equinox. The other passes through the celestial points, or the points of the sun's greatest declination north and south, and the thence called the celestial color. The sun is the equinoctial, 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 noctial, yeah, noctial points of 21st of March and the 23rd of September. And that was that winter solstice thing. And yeah, okay. He and the celestial points of the 22nd of June and the 22nd of December. Ooh. The polar circles are the two small circles, about 66.5 degrees from the equator, being always the same distance from the poles that the tropics are from the equator. The northern is called the Arctic Circle and the southern the Antarctic Circle. Meridians are imaginary great circles drawn through the poles of the world, cutting the equator and the equinoctial at right angles. Trying to picture that equinoctial thing. See if they have that in here anywhere. Let me see if you're saying anything. I want to be able to picture this as I'm going. Make it easier. Nothing. So I wonder if that would be like up and down, like the equator goes around, and if that would be up and down or something. And that's what it sounds like it's trying to say. Okay. Every place on the earth and every corresponding point of the heavens is considered in having a meridian passing through it. Although astronomers apply but 24 to the heavens, thus dividing the whole concave surface into 24 sections, each 5 degrees in width. These meridians marks the space which the heavenly bodies appear to describe every hour for the 24 hours of the day. There are thence sometimes denominated hour circles. In measuring distances and determining positions on the earth, the equator and some fixed meridian, as the Greenwich, contain the primary starting points. In the heavens, these points are in an ecliptic, the equinoctial, and the great meridian, which passes through the first point of Aries, called, and there's that darn word again, the equinoctial, equinoctial, but it doesn't have an R. It just says equinoctial. Color. Let's keep going with it. Latitude on the earth is distance north or south of the equator and is measured on the meridian. Latitude in the heavens is distance north and south of the eclipse and the right angles with it. Just explaining time and location of objects in space. Cool, thank you. I thought maybe it was like a line or something, like the equator is a line, and why? I don't think they explain that. Maybe they do, and I just brushed over and didn't realize what I was reading. I don't see nothing about it, so. Latitude on Earth, or the latitude in heavens is the distance north and south of the ecliptic and the right angles with it. The longitude on the Earth is the distance east or west from some fixed meridian measured on the equator. Longitude in the heavens is the distance east from the first point of Aries measured on the ecliptic. Declination is the distance of a heavenly body, either north or south of the equinoctial measure on a meridian. Right ascension is the distance of the heavenly body east from the first point of Aries measured on the equinoctial, whatever that word is. It is more convenient. Sorry, this is really tiny writing. It is more convenient to describe the situation of the heavenly bodies by their declination and right ascension than by their latitude and longitude, since the former corresponds to terrestrial latitude and longitude. Latitude and declination may extend 90 degrees and no more. Terrestrial longitude may extend 180 degrees, either east or west, but celestial longitude and right ascension, being rock one in only one direction, extend entirely round the circle of the 860 degrees, or 860 degrees. It is easy to convert right ascension into time, or time into the right ascension. For if a heavenly body is 1 hour, the passing over 15 degrees, it will be 1/5 of an hour and 4 minutes in passing over 1 degree. So I think they're talking about the turn of it. Or is it that expansion thing? You wrap my head around this. Hang on, guys. I'll just keep my mind blank until I run through it. It is easy to convert ascension in time, or time into the right ascension, for if the heavenly body in 1 hour is passing 15 degrees, it will be 1/15 of an hour, or 4 minutes of passing over 1 degree. If the first point of Aries be on the meridian at 12 o'clock, the next hour line, which is 15 degrees east of it will come to the meridian at 1 o'clock. The second hour of the 2 o'clock and the third of the 3, and so on. Or any two bodies who right ascensions are given, the one will pass the meridian first, which has the least right ascension. Whew, small, tiny writing. Equator, explaining time and location and the objects with equinoxian, whatever that was. Equatorial is equator and meridian is longitude. Ah, meridian is longitude. Yeah, I think I remember seeing that there. Somewhere before that. They are speaking of time. They use stars as clock. Oh, yeah. So to speak. Yeah, that makes it easier to comprehend. It's kind of hard to comprehend all this stuff. Let me just hand these keys to somebody and they might need to get in the door. Hey, Nick, you guys got the key to get in? Doesn't matter who wants to do it at 10. Dawn wants to sleep at like 10:45. Okay, sorry about that. People were just getting back home from work. They didn't have a key to get in. Make sure I had to lock the door, you know. Can't have somebody walking in the house there. Listening, make sure nobody comes back. I better show that. Okay. Forgot to lock it and shut it all the way. Duh. Okay, where am I at? Oh, I was at this little tiny butt writing here. And in consequence of the Earth's motion eastward in its orbit, the stars seem to have motion westward. Besides their apparent diurnal motion caused by the Earth's revolution on its axis, so that they rise and set sooner every succeeding day by about 4 minutes than they did on the preceding day. Interesting. And this is called their daily assertion. It amounts to just 2 hours a month. On this account, we have not always the same constellation visible to us throughout the year, with some that were not visible before are successfully rising to view in the east and ascending to the meridian. Others sink beneath the western horizon and are seen no more until, having passed through the lower hemisphere, that again reappear in the east. And description and use of the maps. Learning time. We're on number 20, paragraph 20 at this point. The first map on the atlas represents upon a large scale a general view of the solar system. This will be more fully described in the second part of the work. The next 6 maps represent different sections of the concave surface of the heavens. The first of these exhibit the principal constellations visible to us in October, November, December. The second, those visible in January, February, March. The third, those visible in April, May, June. And the fourth, those visible in July, August, and September. With the exception, however, of the constellation which lie beyond the 50th degree of north and south declination, of which indeed those around the North Pole are always, and those round the South Pole never visible to us. North Pole always, South Pole never. Got it. Whew. Stars and clocks. Those constellations are represented on the 6th and the 7th maps, called circumpolar maps, which are exact calculations or continuations of the others, and if joined to them at their corresponding degrees in right ascension and declination, that might be considered as a constituting one map. The scale on which all the above mentioned maps are drawn is that of one of 16-inch globe. The lines drawn on the maps have been already defined, and their use, being nearly the same as those in geography, will be readily understood. Those which are drawn from the right to the left on each side of the equinoctial and parallel to it are called the parallels of declination. Those which are drawn up and down through the maps are intervals of 15 degrees and are called meridians. Oh, so that's what I was thinking of. Okay. Yeah, up and down. Meridians of the right ascension, or hour circles. The hours go by. Classification of stars. Nobel Ezectra. Nibiru is coming from the south, and one reason Antarctica is forbidden to us. Interesting. What did it say about the south? I done forgot. No, it was none. Where was it at? Oh, it was right this paragraph right here. From the south, yeah. Sorry, I just like to take a moment to absorb what I just read. Planet X and Nibiru are one and the same. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Because there couldn't have been 2 planets that are roaming out there in celestial field. Because that's what it would be. It would kind of be a field, just nothing, just rocks and, whatever the terrain field, flat land has for it. Because it would be coming from like a flatter land. I don't know. I like to think, sorry. All this stuff is pretty dang cool. Pretty dang cool. And we are on 23. Wow. It just goes on and on. This is just the introduction. Trying to see how many pages. Oh, just a few more pages of the introduction, I think. We're good to go. Maybe, I don't know. I don't know how to read these books. I just read them. There is entire system coming, including a dark star. Oh, I hope so. Can't wait to see. Who knows, maybe I might not be here. Hopefully I won't be here for none of that. Because that's whenever I think that everything's going to hit the fan. And I mean the implosion kind for the negative. Like that's the point of frequency that they won't be able to tolerate. And everything's going to be degrounded. Like the power is just going to be like still there, but the ground isn't going to be there anymore. Because if everybody's right, then this is nothing. This is nothing. I am nothing. You're nothing. We're just beings in this cloud of a veil of something that they try to keep us locked into. And if you think about it, if that is taken away, that ground is taken away, then we don't have any ground wire. It's kind of like electricity. And I asked the electrician this. He's not really a professional electrician, but he does deal in HVAC. And they do have to know, like electricity and how it flows and a good deal of it because they do electrical too. I mean, it's not just HVAC, it's plumbing, everything. And he does more of the plumbing and more of the electrical than he does HVAC. So he should know, and he said that he started BSing with me, telling me, yeah, and this does this and that does that. And, I'm just bullshitting you. Excuse my language. But he's like, I'm just bullshitting you and just to see what you do. I said, I was all into it, man. I want to know what happens to a negative if the ground is pulled and there's still electricity running through it, and what happens to a positive and the electricity is pulled. Now, the way I'm seeing it in my own mind, and I just really want to know if I'm right, so I'm just going to keep putting this out there until somebody answers this question for me. What happens with the energy involved in that, Does it go, like I believe that the positive will go poof, like magic, and the negative will go, and then that's the horrible judgment within themselves that they have to face. And then all of a sudden, then they, because then now they're clean after they get done. I don't know. Just a thought that I've been having a lot of. That thought right there, like what happens to the negative, because I do care. I care about Hillary. Okay, care about her. I feel for her, man. I feel for all them people, all those bad people. I mean, they're bad people, but they were made that way. We, as human beings, as cultures, made them that way. Positive flows to negative in electricity. Positive could flow into the negative and blow it, because I keep seeing it pop, like an explosion, like like you see, a wire hit the ground, something like that, to where it just implodes on itself at that very second that the ground is snatched away. It doesn't have any time yet to go over to the positive to get it to connect. What happens in that moment of with the positive, and does it really do this with the negative instead of like this with the positive, where it just goes out and the negative just kind of like there's friction there? I don't know, just thought. Good thought though. Yeah, the evil ones do choose their paths, and I feel very sorry for them. Very, very sorry for them. Because sometimes it's not really you're trapped. You think that you're trapped. So what person, what being, what human being wouldn't take temptation? I know I have. smoking cigarettes. That's a temptation, that's something that I really got to quit, that I know is bad. Just like the evil ones, they know it's bad and they still do it. One of each cancels each other out. Are you an electrician? Because my hubby says that you can't answer that question. It's not possible. Now CERN might be able to answer that question because they're doing that whole CERN thing. I smoke, don't feel bad. No, I don't feel bad. I just think that I'm human. And it's a very addictive product. Just like, you know, taking an easy way out is a very addictive way of living because people always tend to do it. They tend to cave in and go with the flow of things because they're pressured into it. And I can understand that. I can really understand how that can happen. And I have compassion. I used to not, trust me, in my three years that I had on the dark side. It was pretty bad. I didn't like her too much from the stuff I seen and the stuff from Podesta, and didn't like it one bit. So, but I felt bad, and that's how I knew that I was different, was because just like after I woke up and after this all happened, and I looked at her again. I think it was like 2 days after I woke up. I'm like, holy cow! I felt bad. I felt like crying. I'm like thinking, what am I doing? This is a bad human being. And I think I came out here and watched Duff Daugherty, and he did a piece about it. And that's how it keeps happening. Anytime I ever have any questions about anything, it kind of answers it for me, which is kind of weird. Not weird, but it's nice. Nice, very nice. All right, I don't know if I want to read anymore. This is overwhelming stuff, man. All right, let's get to it. If I can figure out where I was at. I was over here, I think. Yeah, the east, the left hand east. I'm a CNC machine service tech. Okay. So am I right? Will it do this first? Like before it connects, and then it connects. Well, because that's what I'm picturing it does. And this one just goes like this, the positive, just, and this negative one, it just goes and then goes in and then joins in with the positive way after that. Like I don't believe it's dead at all by any means. But and within that poof, how long is that? Probably a pretty long time. Because you got to think inside that poof, there's electricity which runs time different. If you generate electricity through an area, I think that if a lot of it was there, or a different kind, or maybe it was generated. I don't know. I don't know. I'll just read, see what other people have to say. I knew you were going to say something. That's why I didn't start yet. I was waiting. I'm not sure space time is relevant at that time. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. It's like it holds. It would have to hold because time within that would just kind of slow down because everything else around it is flowing so fast within that that the thing in the center is like sitting there in orbit and everything else around it is time stilled. I don't know. That's what I think. It helps me anyway to think that way because then I have compassion. Energy can be created or destroyed. Yep, that's for sure. That is for sure. I can't wait to see what does happen because I know I'm going to be shown at one point in time that question will be answered. Because I am putting it out there every chance I get. And who knows, maybe it's you. Maybe you're telling me what I need to hear, like with it being relevant at that level, space and time being relevant at that level. Yeah, and you're watching my show for a reason. I plucked you out for a reason. Pluck everybody out for a reason, it seems like. I'm not saying that, oh, I took you and I brought you over here, but I did subscribe and I knew you'd come. Everybody I do that to that I know is of the way, come. Now, the ones that I have doubt about, they don't ever come, you know? Maybe once, like if they're bored and they're looking to hang out and then they come in here talking, all kinds of stuff. Like, it's not really all bad things, though. Like, I've been having good luck with trollers coming in. Like, one guy, he was really respectful, though. He had many different avatars, many different channels, and he was messing with Chill for a while, and then he come over to my stream and start messing with me, and I caught on right away that he was like 10 people. Glenn's like, what? I said, yeah, man, this dude, he has 10 different channels here. He's just going back and forth, talking in each one, talking his little riddles here. I mean, it was pretty funny, and he did erase them all, so he wasn't disturbing the chat room. But it was kind of a disturbance to me because I was trying to talk and keep track. But then it made things fun, and I like people like that who are respectful. And it seems like a lot of them come to my channel even if they don't believe. It's like they don't make fun of. They just come in, they watch, they may comment on something and leave. But it seems like I've been having really good luck with that. Those of us in this world, like us, seem coagulated. Yeah, connected. Anya proved that to me. Anya Tech. She opened up the door to reincarnation, and that I knew her from another lifetime, and I was close to her in another lifetime. I don't know how close, but I was close, like, crying close. I missed her a lot whenever I see what happened was is she was in Wayne's show, and then I got really giddy. Like, I wanted to go see that show for some reason. Like there was something there for me. I had to go see. So I went and seen, and it was Anya Tech. And I really liked her. I really dug her because she's been through a lot of what I've been through, except for worse. And I'm talking about spiritual stuff, like ghostly stuff and, all that good stuff. And I was just kind of like enthused by her, and I was all giddy, like a little schoolgirl, in love with somebody. It was kind of weird. And I came back on the show and I did my meditation. We did a powwow after the meditation. It helps me with analyticals to do that, or it was helping me with analyticals to do that until I stopped meditating on camera. Because I needed to meditate longer, like an hour, in order to get to where I needed to be in meditation. So I didn't want to take everybody on a trip for a whole hour. And we did a powwow after that, and I got off and I came back again later on. I think that's how it went. No, it was during the meditation. Yeah, it was a powwow after the meditation. And I'm sitting here and there was this cricket. He kept coming up to me. And I'm like enthused by this cricket. Then Anya comes in the room. And I'm like, oh, Anya. And then I'm really feeling it. And I started crying and everything. Like I missed her so much and I was glad to see her. And I just voiced this out loud. I didn't care, how retarded I sounded. Like I didn't even know this person. And here I'm like, oh my God, I'm so happy to see you. And I'm crying and everything. And so she sits down for a little bit of the powwow and then she leaves to go get something to eat. Well, while she's gone, this cricket keeps coming up to me. So I put my hand up, to see if I can get it on my hand. And I'm like bright. I'm like really bright at that moment because I've entered into another level of thinking. And so I know that I'm closing that gap even further and further, at this point. this little cricket's coming up, and I'm thinking, well, maybe it's nature, you know, and I'm like, ooh, little cricket, and then it bites me. And it like pinches really hard to where I, you know, go like that, and it flips over. And I'm like amazed by that because I didn't think that a cricket could bite. I knew that a grasshopper bit, but not a cricket. So I'm like amazed by it, and all of a sudden I hear the squawking outside, and it sounded like it was in here actually. It was like the squawking, like something was hurt and crying for help, and I'm like freaking out, thinking that it's inside of here and it's possum, it's rabbit or something. So I grab the broom, getting ready for it, and it's outside somewhere. I don't know what was going on with this animal, but I am not going outside to find out because I kept getting like this really weird vibe, like something bad was coming at that moment, and I needed to get myself prepared. So I kept getting myself prepared for this moment. And I sit back down to the audience, and I'm like, well, I guess, I guess it's the animal, it's outside, so I'm not too worried about it. And all of a sudden, this moth flies at me, and I'm like, whoa, wait a minute here, something's odd. And then all of a sudden, that feeling came in of total negativity, knew who it was, and the whole chap went from bottom to top to bottom. I didn't touch anything. Everything was going wonky. The screen was going like this, and the picture on my screen was kind of like going haywire. Kind of like, there was a magnet or something, on the back of my phone. And so I banished it, and then here come Anya back. Didn't say a word to her about it, I don't know if she ever found out about it, but I was just so happy to see her that I didn't want to tell her anything. I just wanted her to stay because I liked her vibe. But yeah, they tried to put it out. That was my excursion with one of them. And Mason, witchcraft, the whole shebang. And hello, welcome to your channel, whoever just stepped in to watch. I created this channel for the unity of uh, a movement that's happening, of positivity. Everybody's working hard and creating themselves and creating things so that we can create a positive, more positive world and change this world. And Pinky, we're going to take over the world. So if you like that kind of idea, please feel free to go up to your channels up above. That way! that way. You just let me go on and on all the time. You and Joe and Prosperos. You all just sit there and let me go on. You can just sit in back and watch if you want. You don't have to say anything that way. I understand. But Planetary is going on responding that Anya is a good woman. I see shadow people regularly. Yes, so do I. Or I did. Up until 2007. Now I don't see him very much anymore. I don't see him at all. It's kind of good. Fat fingers. I have fat fingers. I have a lack of experience with chatting. Where I just sound perverted sometimes, and I sound like a troll sometimes, and, I hate chat. And I've been looking into the Hangouts. I haven't found anything that works with the phone. And I did hop in a channel that said, no, you can't do that. You can't run the phone and do the stream at the same time and do Hangouts at the same time. You have to run it from a computer. So I need to get this driver fixed. Because right now all I can do is play videos. I don't know about calling people on this thing. I think I tried. Yes, I did try with the DU recorder. And the driver issue came up again. So I haven't really tried with the Hangouts though, and Google. I'll try with that and see if it works. Sure, it would make things a lot easier for you guys who want to chat, that's for sure. I just hate being in my room. I hate being around other people who don't understand this, talking about it, because then they're sitting there what she's talking about in there. She's not eating, she's not sleeping, she's up all night. They just don't seem to get the concept that my body won't allow it. I'm purging. And I think I got until the 23rd, is what I'm thinking on the purging part of things. I think, because right now I'm trying to get back to normal. I'm eating, just not eating a lot. But today I did have 2 meals. I was happy about that. They were small portions, but at least it's something. Zoom. All right, zoom. I'll zoom back into this. Actually, I just wanted to do shout out to Mrs. Garden Thumb. Hung with her yesterday. Yeah, yesterday I hung with Mrs. Garden Thumb with Ron Nitzel. That was a pretty fun time. Teach you all about gardening and a lot more. I mean, it's not just gardening, it's everything. A lot of things. Just like a sit and chill session and a holler shout out session, just like here. And of course, we got that way with us today. And I wanted to give a shout out to him as well. To that way. And I shouldn't say him or her anymore. I'm just going to say that way. Excuse me. Huh. That's great. That's awesome. This is wild. I lifted up the page out of underneath this book so I can get down to the bottom of my list here of shout outs and planetary protector, Planet X researcher. It's like, where did I get that from? Maybe I just wrote it down and don't remember. I don't know. But I'm goofy. I'm goofy like that. I do things. Maybe I did it not thinking while I was talking to you, so I remember to go take another. That's probably what I did. Here I'm thinking I wrote something down like about you beforehand. My, I probably just, I don't know. Yeah, it looks like, yeah, I put sorry. Okay. All right. Yeah, sorry right there. So, yeah, I was just jotting. Now, I don't even remember writing that. I must have wrote it down whenever you was talking about you were Planet Research, ex-researcher. And I wanted to check you out, so I wrote myself a little note. It's great how that works. You don't even know you're doing it. Uh, don't have any thoughts on aliens yet. I'm going into the Egyptian Book of the Dead pretty soon because I heard that that has something to do with that. So, and I'm trying to go with the older books. That way I can get an earlier stance and then, you know, where it was less tainted. I think that's what I'm trying to get to is what was less tainted with words and thoughts. And that were not of that kind anyway, is what I'm trying to say there. Uh, but yeah, I don't really have any thoughts on it yet. I did always just think that the government kind of went to Mars and grabbed some gear and built some things, and that's what we're seeing in our in our atmosphere right now. That's what I used to think, but I'm not sure about that anymore. But I do think they did go up there and get something. I mean, it could very well have been aliens that they have, or maybe that they have DNA testing on. I don't know. Are they real? I don't know. I've never seen one, so can't say if they're real or not unless I see one up close and personal. Although some of these actresses and actors look like aliens to me, like the way the shape of their face is formed and their eyes, like Kate Moss, number one. Hate to say that, Kate Moss, but you do. You look like an alien, like you could be an alien. um, and Planetary says she don't eat but once a day. Yeah, that's what I've been doing, if not less. But I'm trying to get. I want. I need to eat more so I can exercise, so I don't fade myself out. Because you do need protein and carbs in order. You need carbs first and the protein after in order to gain any kind of substance on yourself whenever you're exercising, and that even includes yoga, because yoga is actually harsher than a bodybuilder. I think it's just in a different way. It's harsher in a different way. It was after I came in. Oh, wait a minute. Planetary goes on to say after the aliens, that's me. Oh, you look like an alien. It was after I came in. The further back you go, the more pronounced the aliens theory gets. In that way, it says, have to go to bed, gotta go to war early. Gotta go to war. Batten down the hatches. You okay? You all right there? See you later. He left. Had to make him chuckle a little before he left. Or they left. I keep doing that. Keep doing that. I shouldn't do that because I know about the masculinity and the femininity now. Need to be careful. Need to be careful. Because that could hurt somebody's feelings. All right. Classification of stars. Nubel. Is that Nubella? Like as in Nibiru? I'm just kidding. For purposes, that's number 23, paragraph 23. For purposes of convenience in finding or referencing the particular stars, recourse is had to a variety of artificial methods of classification. First, the whole concave of the heavens is divided into sections or groups of stars, or greater or less extent called constellations. Of the origins of these figures, see page 143. I'm going to have to pull out that printer now tonight. Okay, it says page 143, and I see no figures. 143, and no figures before, and no figures after. Don't know what they're talking about. Figures. Don't see no figures. Yeah, 143. There's no other 143 here. They mess up. They probably messed up. So what am I looking for? Constellations. Oh, okay. I see. They're talking about the origins of the constellation, I guess. Yeah, the origin of constellations. And I guess we'll read that towards the end. I don't know. Should I read it now? I hate going back and forth. It always loses me. I have trouble with going And that's the difficult thing about these books, is that you can go back, you go back to this page 143, and it'll say to go back to 270, and then all of a sudden you have like 4 pages open within one read, and then you don't know which one you're going back to. It could be that one, it could be that one there, or it could be that one there. Guess I'll read it. Said I read it all the way through as is, and in the way it's printed, since I can't get copyrighted for this one. All right. Chapter 6, or wait a minute, Chapter 15, Origin of the Constellations. Paragraph 261. The science of astronomy was cultivated by the immediate descendants of Adam. Josephus informed us that the sons of Seth employed themselves in the study of astronomy, and that they wrote their observations upon the 2 pillars, one of brick and the other of stone, in order to preserve man against the direction of the Adam had foretold should come upon the earth. Didn't they find something? Remember seeing one of these conspiracies, like Richie from Boston, or somebody talk about a stone that had writing on it that said "Beware." It came like the river dried up, and my theory is that the Earth is part of the Sagittarius dwarf galaxy, and Saturn may have been our star before the sun captured us. Interesting. Saturn may have been a star before the sun captured us. Yeah, that's right. They took. I wonder if Pluto was a planet before they captured us too. I don't know. It's thought though. But yeah, everybody has their own truths to this. And that's what I'm trying to find out, is my own truth. And yes, that path has brought me to the alien theory, so I will be exploring that theory. And it wasn't just by other people on YouTube, it was a family member, that said something about the Egyptian Book of the Dead, and it had aliens in it, and that I might be interested in reading that. So because that person said something, and because I respect them an awful lot, I'm going to go and read it. But I seen this first, and it's pulled me, and I had to read it. So maybe it has a reason why I need to read this one first to get prepared for the other one. It sounds like, because if it's going into aliens, then maybe I would need to know where they're talking about, things are at. It might make my time easier with that book, because I know that the Tibetan Book of the Dead was really hard. And that is one that I really want to get down and dig in, like this one here. But I don't know if I can get one. I'm gonna have to check and see if the Central Library has one, and if they do, and it'll take time to get to me, but it'll get to me if they do. All right, we're going into this little bitty tiny writing. That's right. All the objects which the heavens exhibit in our view, this fills the mind with the most indescribable grandeur and amazement when we consider what unnumbered millions of mighty looks like such a compose the stupendous girdle, whose distance is so vast that the strongest telescope can hardly separate their mingled twilight into distinct specks, and that the most contiguous of any two of them may be as far asunder as our sun is from them. We fall as far short of adequate language to express our ideas, and such immense in, wait a minute, such amenity as we do of instruments to measure its boundaries. And whenever I say tiny, I mean tiny, where my finger was at. It is one of the achievements of astronomy that has resolved in the Milky Way into the infinite number of small stars, whose confused and feeble luster occasions that peculiar whiteness that we see in a clear evening, which the moon is absent. It is also a recent and well accredited doctrine of astronomy that all the stars in the universe are arranged into clusters or groups, which are called nebulae and starry systems, each of which consists of myriads of stars. And the fixed star, which we call our sun, belongs to, it is said, to that extensive nebula, the Milky Way, and through apparently at such an immeasurable distance from its fellows is doubtless, and near any of one of them as they are to one another. Of the one and economy of the stars which compose these groups, we have very little exact knowledge. Dr. Herschel informs us that with his best glasses he saw and counted 588 stars in a single spot, without moving his telescope, and as the gradual motion of the earth carried these out of view and introduced others successively in their places, while he kept his telescope steadily fixed on one point, there passed over his field of vision in space in 1/4 of an hour, no less than 116,000 stars, and another time in 40 minutes no less than 258,000. In all parts of the Milky Way, let me sure not saying anything. Okay. In all parts of the Milky Way, it is found, or he found, the stars unequally dispersed and appearing. Oh, sorry. Where am I at? Where am I at? In all parts of the Milky Way, he found the stars unequally dispersed and appearing to range themselves into separate clusters. In the small space, for example, between Beta and Centaur and Cygni, The stars seem to be clustering in two divisions. Each division counts containing upwards and 100,000 1,065,000 stars. 165,000 stars. At other observations, when examining the sections of the Milky Way, not apparently more than a yard in breadth, counted, and in suspended as many more, which for want or significant light is his telescope, he saw now and then. Paragraph 259. I done lost my page back here. Dang it. I have to grab my... I gotta find that real quick because I'll forget what I was reading. Okay, right there. Make sure nobody else is in the room here. No, where am I at again? I was talking about 1,065,000 stars. It's a lot. At other observations, when examining the section of the Milky Way, not apparently more than a yard in a breadth, and that's breadth, and 6 in length. He discovered 50,000 stars large enough to be distinctly counted, and he suspected twice as many more, which for want of significant light is his telescope, he saw only now and then. It appears that the numerous observations that various changes are taking place among the several nebulous are formed in the dimension and large ones, and that many nebula of the kind are at present detaching themselves from the Milky Way, in that part of which is the body of the Scorpio. Hey, that's me. There is a large opening around 4° broad amongst destitute stars. These changes seem to indicate the mighty movements and vast operations are continually going on in the distant regions of the universe, upon a scale of magnitude and grandeur which baffles the human understanding. We're going to finish this up right here. We only got a little bit more, and then we're going to chapter. I think we're going to stop after this one. What? Did I lose my page? And I just read something I didn't need. I just read something I didn't even need to read. Yeah, I'm not used to these X's and 5s and stuff. I kept mixed up. I was on 14. In the chapter way. could have swore it said origin of. It does at the top of this page. So that's why I thought that. I thought that I was on this page because I had it open, but I was actually supposed to be, I was reading over here. That's not, all that I just read was bogus. I shouldn't have been reading it. It was all right here on this page is where it should be. Sorry about that. This is why I hate going back and forth in a book. So I'm going to start on this other page again, because now I need to my mind. Unless you're tired and you want to hang up, that's fine. I understand. I'm not a very good reader, but I try and I chop my words. But, you know, I think it's all right that I do. I get what they mean in the long run of things. After I read the sentence and I read it all the way through, I know what it means. Now, as for specific meaning of words, I think that every word has a meaning, and yeah, you should know it. But whenever you're just brushing over something, this is the introduction. I don't really need to know. You know, I'll look at that stuff later whenever the book gets more detailed about it. This isn't that much, except for it is a lot. The science of astronomy was cultivated by the intermediate descendants of the atom. Josephus informed us that the sons of Seth employed themselves in the study of astronomy, and that they wrote a observation upon two pillars, one brick and one of stone. Yeah, that's right, because I was talking about that stone thing. In order to preserve them against the direction of Adam had foretold should come upon the earth. He also relates that Abraham argued the unity and power of God from the orderly course of things, both at sea and land, that their times and seasons are from the observations upon the motions of influences of the sun, moon, and stars. And that, he read, just trying to see what this word is, it's kind of blocked out. Something Laura's. Anyway, I'll move on. Can't see it, so it says something about Laura's, like can't see what letters they are. They're kind of erased. Anyway, moving on. In astrology and arithmetic, to the Egyptians, of whom they understood nothing, Abraham brought these sciences from Chaldea to Egypt, from whence they pass on to the Greeks. So what are they saying? This sounds like a warning. Like anything after this is fake. Like it's been tainted. Like even the Egyptians tainted things. Kind of what they sound like they're saying. I mean, I could read it over to you, but it's what it sounds like it's saying. I'll go ahead and read it over. He also relates that Abraham argued that the entity and power of God from the orderly course of things, both sea and land, in their times and seasons, and from his observations upon the motions of and influence on the sun, moon, and stars, and that he read something plurs in astronomy and arithmetic. and the Egyptians, of which they understood nothing. Abraham brought these sciences from Chaldea to Egypt, from whence they were passed to like Greeks. Huh. Berosus, number 263, paragraph, observes that Abraham was a great and just man, and famous for his celestial observations, the making of which is thought to be necessary to the human welfare, that he assigns in the principal reason of the Almighty prolong in the life mass of man. The ancient historian tells us in his account of the longevity of the antediluvians that Providence found it necessary to prolong man's days in order to promote the study and advertisement of virtue, and the improvement in geometry and astronomy, which required at least 600 years to make, and protecting observation. 600 years. It's a long time. When Alexander took Babylon, Celestines found that the most ancient observation existing in the world, or in the record of in that city, were made by the Celestians about 1903, before the period of which carries us back to the time of dispersion of mankind from the convection of tongues. It was 1,500 years, 1,500 years after that. It was 1,500 years after this that the Babylonians sent the Hezekiah, 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 to inquire about the shadows, going back on the deal of the Ahaz. Yeah, I think so. Let me go back. This was just this one guy who, Abraham, I think they're talking about. Let me read it. It's that tiny print, so bear with me. He also relates that Abraham argued the unity and power of God formed the orderly course of things, both at sea and land, in their times and seasons, and from his observation upon the motions and influence of the sun, moon, and stars, and that he read I don't know what that word is still, something chures in astronomy and arithmetic. To this Egyptians, of which they understood nothing. So they understood nothing. Abraham brought these sciences from Chaldea to Egypt, from whence they passed to the Greeks. So it's not that they just didn't understand nothing. Maybe because, I don't know. Ain't my place to say. Oh my goodness. That was a good read. I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna stop right there. That's just a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot. And I'm getting tired. And it's starting to, like, I'm starting to, you know how reading makes you tired. My eyes are tired. And we got some, da 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 da. Oh, yeah. Had to do it. Had to do it. Oh, I just had to. They were singing Kumbaya. Oh, Lord, Kumbaya. So I wonder if, so I guess what they're saying is that there was this thing before the Egyptians even knew. And the Egyptians were brought about it by and it's spelled Chaldea. Abraham brought these sciences from Chaldea to Egypt. Now, who is Abraham? That's what I'm wondering. Another reason why I hate jumping to the end is because you don't know what the hell they're talking about. Like, who in the hell is Abraham? And where did he come into play at? Did I miss something? That's it? I don't know if I missed it. I might have missed it. I don't know. And I don't really care right now. It's late now. Oh. And we got some TV going on, and I'm just watching it, and I shouldn't be watching it. Should not be watching it. Let me just put this, find my page, and I'm going to put a little gum wrapper in there for the other page that I done lost with the directions to. Go to page 143. Where are you at now? We're only like on, what, paragraph 15 or something? Something like that. There we go. We're actually on paragraph 23 in the beginning. And paragraph 261 in the back. Or something of that nature. Oh my goodness. Another book that's going to throw me through a loop. And that one really made me tired because of the really small writing. I mean, I thought the Tibetan book was bad. That is even worse because that's even tinier. I mean, the book is already small in itself. I mean, this is a regular piece of paper compared to the book. So it's a smaller book. And the letters in it are just, some of this stuff, I mean, they're just small. And then some of it's kind of warped, you know, like kind of like rubbed off, like the ink rubbed off in the pages, like it peeled off. And it doesn't show like the whole word, and I'm guessing on what the word is. So I appreciate you hanging in there with me. Anyway, Planetary, And I hope that you're sleeping by now. And just going to see who's up at the top here, just so I can give a little bit more shout outs at the end of the evening. And please feel free to look at Aluna Ash 9D. She has a video, it's called Discord. Teaches you how to put this app on your phone so that you're ready for whenever we have to do whatever it is that we're going to have to do, which I think that that Warrior Princess is right on this, that we're going to have to get out there and put our hands on the earth and actually physically heal it. Not sure, but I guess we'll find out whenever the time comes and we're told what to do. Because I know I was told to be here by a higher power other than myself. Otherwise, I would not be here doing this. I was so afraid of YouTube. Did not like the fact of, hey, it's Max Vision. Hi. And guest by Nunya. Love ya. Love you too. I seen you over there at Grey Wolf. How did that turn out? I had to come here and read this book a little to get some of it done. But I'm going to watch some of his videos because I really like his style. We are the higher self. All is one. Oh my goodness. Little tiny, tiny writing. Made me tired. But I don't think good herbs too. We are all high one self. Good herbs too. Yeah. Cool. Found another book, Max, in my library. It's a constellation book. Tells all about the 1886. Very old. Pages are even ripping. It says Geography of the Heavens, Class Book of Astrology, a Celestial Atlas. So I went from Hermetica. I said, forget the Hermetica. I found this, and it looked so neat and so old that I had no choice but to pick it up and start reading it. And whenever I opened it up and I actually seen what it was, I'm like, holy cow, that's what I wanted to learn. So here we are. And Planetary says, good night, sister. I gotta go pass out. Picking my boy up in the morning. I'll be back tomorrow sometime. Yeah, I'll be back tomorrow sometime too. I kind of fit it in whenever I can. I like this garage and I like being able to talk out here aloud so that you can hear me from, washing dishes or cleaning up. And in there, I can't raise my voice too loud because then it reverberates and I get embarrassed and, I tend to get lower in there than I do out here. So I like it out here to do this reading, But I will see you next time. You'll catch up with me. You'll feel me. Just like I felt you. And you take care, and I'll see you on the flip side. And have fun. Be safe. And everything that you do. And don't worry about the ignore it. It's all Have a good night, Planetary. See you next time. Yeah, Hermetica was okay. Yeah, but I seen this one. And something just told me to pick it up, and I did. And I'm glad I did because they had all to do with all this stuff. Because to be quite honest with you, like I was telling Planetary, and she just said peace to everyone, to love all. She's given her love to all, I think, whenever she says peace, because she has a little heart. Thank you for stopping by and meeting me. I appreciate you filling me whenever I plucked you. And I'm glad that you came, and I'm glad I got a chance to meet you, Planetary. Thank you. And I love you. Yeah, but I seen this one here, and I just had to, Max. And I got all excited, all giddy. I read it earlier, and then all of a sudden Wayne came on, and well, you know me. If Anya's anywhere, I'm on it. I didn't know Anya was going to be on there, though. I thought it was going to be some lady named Deborah talking about alchemy. And I'm like, oh, okay. And I even told the live stream that I had to go. I need to go watch Wayne. There's something there for me. And what do you know? There's Anya. Anya Duck. Just for me. Lovely being, lovely soul. Just for me. And everybody thinks that way. I noticed that. Everybody's like, she's mine. She's all mine. And we all want to fight over her. It's so funny. But then I came back here and I couldn't because my grandson needed to go to sleep. So then I just sat in there and I watched Grey Wolf live while I was waiting to come out here, waiting for him to fall asleep. So I can come out here because he don't like sitting in there all by himself. He gets all scared, nervous. He's a little one. But Max, you just caught me right at the very end. And I am so tired because like I was showing Planetary, some of this text is really, really tiny. Compared to that, it's really tiny. And my eyes got really, really tired from reading just a little bit that I did. And it wasn't even that much because I was talking in and out to the camera for people coming in and out. But it still made my eyes hurt because it's so small. And I'm tired as could be. So I really got to get off now. And hopefully I don't fall asleep during meditation. I won't because I'll sit up now. Yeah, very, very small. And some of the words, the print is taken off of it, and I have to squint even further to figure out what it is that I'm trying, what word it is that they're trying to, deliver for me there. That's been rubbed off from time. So it's kind of hard reading this one. I think it's going to be even harder because you're talking about, the astronomy of things, and it gets very detailed with all these things about where they're at. A little bit different from the Tibet, but I think I can do it if I just give myself time and study it, Kind of like the same way the Grey Wolf is sitting down studying things, trying to figure it out. How much goes in there and how much goes in there. All these people seem to know everything and I know nothing hardly. But I know everything in a way. Because I lived in the positivity for a long time, like it's a short of 7 years of my life, if that. Because I don't even think that I was fully negative, like I still had compassion in there all the way up until the end. And in the end, it was kind of like everything was dead inside. Yeah, I was really going through something, distancing myself from everybody and everything, just putting on that showtime, going to work, kind of attitude. So I'm glad I'm free of that. Sorry. I swear, reading like that always makes me tired. That little bitty print makes my eyes tired. And we are watching, we are getting brainwashed with some family ties. Remember her? So yeah, I was getting brainwashed and reading this book and welcoming people and reading all at the same time. Boy, I really know how to do it too, don't I? Really know how to make those minutes count. It's been 2 hours and 10 minutes. And I made every one of them count. Got me a new person for our community right there, that planetary. She's really nice too. Really great. And I felt it in her too. And the thing about that, Max, is that I went to her channel. Can't find it. Where's that? I went to her channel anyway. I went to her channel and I was in, where was I at? Where was that? Where was that? I was in somebody else. Oh, it was Night Stalker Gamer. I was watching a game earlier because he's been popping in and out of places, so I decided to check him out really quick. And I'm sitting in there and I'm like plucking people. I'm like, what am I doing plucking people out of a gaming station? But I need to. And I seen her and I plucked her, or I opened her channel up and I'm like looking at it there, and I'm seeing no videos at all. I looked underneath home, looked under the videos. I seen no videos. She's in a mask. I start to hesitate, kind of like, maybe she's not of us, but maybe she is. So I plucked her, and that's that. Oh, he left. He said good night. Well, good, because I'm going to say good night. So I want you all to have a great night, and a great day, and a great forever. And please feel free to check out the channels up above. They are for you. And I love you. Have fun. Be safe. And everything that you do.